Senator Inhofe.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm going to pick up on two things you mentioned, and the first one I'll be criticized for. It's not politically correct, but I'll make this statement. You know, when you're around Washington, you're in these hearings, it's one thing, but when you go back to Oklahoma, and I do every week, it's another thing, and I'm always hit up with this idea, because not only we're talking about the Fort Hood thing now, but I could talk to you about Abdul Muttalib, the Christmas bomber. The extremist views were evident from the University College through London. It goes on and on. The 19 November, the father reports, and we all know about that report. Late November, he was added to the U.S. 550 name terrorist, identifies the data mart and all this stuff. All this stuff is stuff that we knew, but that's not your purview. I understand that, but nonetheless, it's the same. It's the same. A terrorist is a terrorist, and that's what they do for a living. They kill people. And I'm for one. I know it's not politically correct to say it. I believe in racial and ethnic profiling. I think if you're looking at people getting on an airplane and you have X amount of resources to get into it, you need to get at the targets, not my wife. And I just think it's something that should be looked into. The statement that's been made is probably 90% true, with some exceptions, like the Murrah Federal Office Building in my state of Oklahoma. Those people, they were not Muslims, they're not Middle Easterners. But when you hear that not all Middle Easterners or Muslims between the ages of 20 and 35 are terrorists, but all terrorists are Muslims or Middle Easterns between the ages of 20 and 35. That's by and large true. And I think that sometime we're going to have to really, at least I'm going to have a better answer than I give the people back home when people board planes and get into environments such as the environment that we're dealing with this report.